guys, this is Stormouse03, and this is my Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings Dark Difficulty walkthrough. So we're continuing Chapter 1 here, guys, and as promised in the last video, we're going to be actually doing some fighting for this one, which is awesome. So the first thing that we're going to do is come up here and have a chat with Cedric again. If he's not right up there, he might be around this way. And we're going to be talking about wanting some Witcher's work. And he's going to tell us about another side quest that we're going to be doing a little bit later, but we're going to go ahead and pick it up now. Called In the Claws of Madness. So, going to be doing that, like I said, a little bit later. The first thing we're going to do is the Endrega and Nekkers contracts, but we wanted to make sure to go ahead and pick that up while we're here in the area, might as well. It's moments like these that you wish Geralt could just slide down the ladders, isn't it? So, we bought these books a little while ago from one of the dwarves in town, and now is the time when I'm going to read them, because I'm going to be going for these quests at this moment. So I'm going to go ahead and read the Nekkers in the Mist and the 3 Years Among the Endregas, and that sort of moves these quests along and kind of gives you an idea of what you need to do for them. So I'm going to be starting off with the Endrega contract. I'm going to go and I'm going to make sure that that one is selected in my quests so that I can keep track of what I'm doing for it. So I'm going to come down this way, and what you want to prepare for is to fight some of these little monsters. There's going to be both Endregas and Nekkers that might be attacking you in these areas, and you want to make sure that you kind of roam around and kill the ones that come round. So with these guys here, using Ken to take a few hits is good. They're also pretty susceptible to Igni, which is nice. Even at the sort of non-leveled up Igni that we have right now. You want to make sure you pick up everything you can off of them, because some of the parts that they drop, both the Endregas and the Nekkers, are going to be used for crafting some of the armor and weapons that we're going to want to do a little bit later on. Some corpses you can loot here. Sometimes there are Nekkers up here that will come and bother you. So you just want to make sure that, you know, you've sort of cleared out this area, and then you can start opening these cocoons. So you open the cocoon, you kill it, and then you sort of look around to make sure nothing has been triggered. Because sometimes when you start killing the embryos, more things will come out. So just be aware of that. We're gonna go up here and open the second one. Not, you know, pressing fire on it is not the thing that you want to do. I thought I had Ken selected and was just being dumb. So you come up here, you kill the second cocoon. You also want to make sure that you grab the embryos out of it, because we're going to need some Endrega embryos for a quest or two a little bit later on down the road. So you want to make sure that that you grab those once you're clear to pick up stuff, which is good. And then when you come down here, before you open this next one, you want to save. That's what I did there. And you want to put on your Erden, and sort of lay a trap right there at that spot where I just sat it, because that's where the queen is going to spawn. And sort of you can go ahead and get her trapped. And so the way that I usually like to deal with these queens is you use the trap, get her to walk across it, and then when she does, hopefully she actually does. You see how much damage she does? It's incredible. So, when she steps on it, you can sort of roll around to the side of her, and once she blocks you, you need to be moving out of the way. And this is kind of the goal that you want to have here, is trying to get in as many hits to the side or back of her as possible, because she does turn around kind of slow, and if you're just using your fast attacks by tapping A, you can kind of sometimes get her looped in a way so that she isn't able to get a hit in on you. So that's kind of what you want to try to do. Sometimes that's just not possible, and you just want to kind of get in as many hits as you can until you hear that clink that shows that she blocked you, and then, you know, roll away, throw down another trap, and continue as normal. You definitely want to make sure you save before that, though, because she can be kind of a beast as far as, you know, getting hits in on you. You'll see that you got a trophy there, the Endrega trophy, and you can throw that on for a little bit of extra armor, I believe it gives you. I'm just showing you on the map here where those nests were, so that in case you're having trouble finding it for some reason, that's where they are. And we're going to be heading through the woods toward the second set of cocoons. On the way there, it's likely that you're going to run into more Endrega and Nekkers. And there's a bunch of snares all over the place around here. And you can use your medallion vision or whatever to help you see the snares so that you don't run into them like that. But you don't really have to. They don't really do very much damage. The only time that they can be annoying is when you are in the middle of a fight. They sort of stun you, and that can really hinder your ability to move away from an enemy if that's what you're trying to do. So you want to be careful of those, but again, they're not too terrible. There are spots where they can be annoying because it feels like you can't move 5 feet without running into 3 of them. So, in any case, you'll see there's some more Endrega here. These are just regular guys. The regular Endrega are pretty weak. The ones that say Endrega Warrior are a little bit tougher. And I think there's another called the Endrega Guards, and they actually like shoot poison or venom or something at you. So just be aware that there are some different levels of them. I think now is when I realize, yeah, I want to go ahead and put on this Endrega trophy. It gives you +3 to your armor. You're gonna get some better trophies moving forward, but this is the best one you have right now. In my opinion, it's better than the Nekker trophy that you would get from fighting Nekkers. It's possible that you fought some of them and gotten one of those already, but as I said, this one is better anyway, so you might as well throw that on. Here is, I think this is actually a Nekker nest, but we aren't going to do anything with that right now. We actually don't have the tools. If you want to do these quests at the same time, that's perfectly feasible. I'm just trying to do them one at a time, do the Endrega contract and the Nekker contract separately, just to keep it consistent, just in case, you know, somebody maybe only wants to see one or the other, or is only having trouble with one or the other. You can kind of see the entire thing on its own. So that's the reason for that. But it certainly is possible and probably more time efficient to do things at the same time when possible. Just making your way through here, fighting some more Endrega. And as you come around this corner, you'll see a column there. It's got one of those little mist areas that indicates a place of power where you can pick up a perk as soon as you kill these Endrega here. So this area is kind of weird. I remember playing through here a couple of times in the past, and sometimes things just despawn in these woods. You'll notice that there were 2 Endrega that I was fighting just a second ago. I killed one of them right there, and now the other one is nowhere to be seen. So sometimes I think they just despawn, sometimes they'll spawn back in. I believe the Endrega guard will spawn back in here at some point. But you'll see, there's just like, there's nothing there. Now there's another Endrega warrior, so this is not the same thing, I don't think, that was here earlier. It's also very strange. You see there? He just disappeared. I should have killed it, but it was like I was hitting nothing there for a second, and then he just ran off and disappeared. So this area is a little bit odd, and it's this same area here too, right in front of this column, that seems to do that. I noticed from a previous playthrough, so just be aware of that. We're going to hit that little place of power and get ourselves some vitality, or vitality regeneration it might be. Not quite sure. And around here there's the guard. I'm not sure if it's the same one as before, who knows, but just be aware that there might be an Endrega guard right there. Maybe, maybe not, who knows. So again, you want to pick up all the stuff off of them and start opening these cocoons. And kind of decide where you want to fight. Start fighting the queen if you want to, you know, start down more in this area, or if you want to start down toward the other end, which is down here. And I think that I'm going to choose to fight down here, so I'm going to go open the ones down here first. I think I heard some Nekkers, actually. Yeah. They make those noises and they can be annoying. And again, you want to sort of run through this area like I did a few times, just to make sure that if there's any random enemies like that, that you spawn them in now. Because you don't want to be spawning them in while you are trying to fight the queen. So I'm just showing you on the map there where this second area with cocoons is located on your map, so that if you're having trouble finding it, you can take note of that. And we're going to start opening these cocoons here. So just like before, you open one, kill the embryo inside there, and then kind of be looking around for any enemies that might spawn in. Then go open the second one, do the same deal. It's funny because it treats the embryos like an enemy that is gonna attack you, so your screen has that little red glow around it, as though that there's an enemy that's trying to engage with you when there's nothing there. So once again, you want to save here, pick up your Erden, whatever, and start throwing those down once the queen spawns in. Now, this is a funny area because it is sort of close quarters in here, and the queen has trouble navigating sometimes. So there are moments where you might have to persuade her to to come toward you, which is interesting. But you want to always be careful, even if it looks like she's stuck. She can turn around and hit you, so always be careful. If you can get her backed up against one of these trees, then you might be able to get her looped again like we did before, which is very nice, because even with the better silver sword, she takes some punishment. I mean, we've just been wailing on her for like 30 seconds, and it just takes forever for her to die. But in any case, after she is dead, you want to make sure to loot the corpse, because you're going to pick up some pheromones off of her that we're going to need for a later quest. Once you're done with that, you want to come back into town and go into this house in between those two vendors right there. And this is going to be Louis Merce's house, and he's the guy who you turn in these monster quests to. So you go, you talk to him, you tell him, hey, I took care of the Endrega for you, and he's going to be like, awesome, and give you some money and give you the XP for finishing up this quest. So there you go, couple hundred orens and some XP, which is great. You can loot his little home here if you'd like, and after you do that, you can go sell stuff, put things in storage. You want to, again, try to keep some of the crafting stuff. I'll be telling you what you need exactly later on when we're going to be actually getting the armor, but for now you might want to just keep whatever you can, and then continue on. So now we're going to be doing the Nekkers quest, and the first thing that you want to do before moving forward with this one is go back to Cedric over in Lomondon and buy that formula for the grape shot. And then we're going to meditate and make, I usually make about 5. You only need 4 of these, but I like to make, you know, to have some extra. So we're going to make 5 of those. You can't do this quest without these bombs, so you definitely want to make sure that you go do that before you try to locate any of their nests, because it's just going to be irritating for you, because you'll find them and then you can't do anything. So once you make those little grape shot bombs, you're going to come around here and work on getting rid of these Nekker nests. So the first one is going to be right up here. It's sort of down near that tree, and the funny looking statue is where I'm going to be going as soon as I hit the 1,000 snares. You can pick up the snares like I just did. They sell for maybe a coin or 2, but not really necessary. Alright, so we're coming down here. And this is the area where we fought the Endrega, the Queen Endrega before. And so it's just, I think, south of this area is the first Nekker nest that we're going to be going to. So you'll see we're getting closer down here to that, to the left side of that tree, which is where we're going to want to go. So right up here is where our nest is. You'll see if you use the medallion, you can spot it. And you just kind of want to move away from these Nekkers. They will go back into the nest if you move away from them a little bit, and that's what you want to do, because you want to be able to run in there and hit A to destroy the nest. And after you do that, most of them will go away, and that keeps you from getting surrounded by Nekkers while you're trying to blow up the nest. So you'll see that right here, sort of to the left, and down a little bit from that tree there, is where this first Nekker nest was. And we're going to come back up, back toward the area with the Queen Endrega, and make a left here. And we're going to be coming to the base of another tree where there's actually going to be 2 nests. So that's pretty good, 2 for the price of 1. You'll notice that whenever you see the Nekkers sort of coming out of the ground like that, you know that you've reached a nest. So again, move away from it a little bit, they will retreat back into the ground. otherwise you'll get kind of swarmed by them. And then you want to come around here, hit A, and destroy this nest. Then there's another one around the other side, right here. And again, you just want to get your distance from them, make sure they go back in the ground, and then you'll get the prompt to be able to destroy the nest. Roll away. And that's 3 of 4 taken care of. Show you here on the map real quick where we were. Oh, actually, I also leveled up. So I'm gonna finally be able to put some points into the magic path, which is what I've been wanting to do all along. And so we're gonna upgrade this one right here to have greater sign damage, which is awesome. That means Igni and any damage that comes off of kin when something hits you is greater, which is good. And so here's where we were on the map, right at the base of this tree right up here. So you'll see it's sort of northwest of the first place. And then we're going to head down to our last Nekker nest, which is right here. They're all pretty close together.
Guess they'll never learn.
So if you find yourself sort of running too far away from where you were before, you're probably not in the right area. So I'm gonna go back here. I forgot to show where it was on the map, and I want to make sure that I do that because I know it can be confusing in these woods here. So the tree, from the tree where we were, it's just west of the base of that tree, and it's about right there where you see my marker on the map. So then you want to make your way out of the woods, go back to Lewis Merce's house, and turn in this contract. And remember, you could have done both of those quests at the same time. That way you'd only have to come here once to get both of your rewards, but for the sake of keeping each one separate, that is what I did. So that's the end of those 2 quests. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.